Our final speaker is LakeVille alumni, Mr. Orrin Woodward. Woodward is a founder and chairman of the Board of Life. He and his wife, Laurie, have donated a major portion to this project. Orrin is a New York Times best-selling author and is listed as a top leadership expert and speaker for Inc. magazine. He is also a Guinness World Record holder and has sold over 2 million copies of his books in 8 languages. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Orrin Woodward.
Listening to everybody today and just thinking through this whole project and being back in my old stomping grounds. You know, I'm a small town kid, as many of us are. We grew up in whether it's Otter Lake or Otisville or Columbiaville, small town kid. And as a kid, being maybe not sure which direction to go and not even sure of your own identity. Being in a small town, though, there are giants living in these small towns. There are giants of leaders that took an interest in kids like me. That maybe, had they not been in my life, I might have went the wrong way. But just at the right time, in God's providence, saying the right word, maybe an encouragement. I think of a couple right offhand. I think of Mr. Looma, that at a time in my life where I think I was just starting to veer, getting a little negative, getting a little off track. And he kind of pulled me aside, and he kind of had this certain hold that he would kind of grab you by the neck there. Some teachers know that move. And he kind of just looked me in the eye and he said, Orrin, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. And he didn't know what was going on, but that spoke to my soul. You see, Isaac Newton said, if I've seen further, it's because I stood on the shoulders of giants. The Bible says, to whom much is given, much is required. Laurie and I have been blessed. We've been blessed by this community. We live just, one of our houses right just down the road. Just a mile. We had to drive a whole mile to get here today. But we are so thankful for this community of giants. And it's like, man, I want to give back to Mr. Loma, but he's gone. I would like to give back to Tony Shunat. As a senior, you don't wrestle varsity 1 year and expect to do anything. But I had 1 year of varsity wrestling. You know, I see Jim over there. He goes on to be a state champ. I was no state champ. I think I second in district or whatever in that year. But the first half of the year, I was under 500. So why is this Tony Shunat taking his time? One of the assistant coaches. Why is he staying after practice saying, Woodward, what happened last week? Well, I got my butt kicked. Well, you're going to need to be a little bit more specific than that. Well, they did this one move, and I'm not sure how it was. He said, well, come here. And he'd stay after practice 15, 20 minutes. I said, I know how valuable people, everybody's busy. Why did he spend that time with a kid I'm a senior. There's no reason for him to invest extra time in me if it was just about that moment. But that's what I appreciate about the alumni. You're giants. You're giants contributing to the next generation of kids that need to understand their identity, and they don't understand it yet, but you're encouraging words. And as Mike said, Dan and Julie, you guys are giants. We can't give back to Tony Shunat. He's gone. We can't give back to Mr. Loma. He's gone. But if we can contribute to the next generation of giants that are impacting those kids, that's why I'm proud to be a LakeVille Falcon. That's why I'm proud when I go speak all over the world. When I was in the Italian Senate, speaking to all the representatives, all of the Senate, and I started out, I said, I'm from the town of Columbiaville, Michigan. And I could see all the senators grabbing their Googling like, where's Columbiaville? Never heard of it. Even if you're from Michigan, you never heard of it. I'll tell you what. There's giants here. And we had a dream. In 2020, we got together having some hamburgers and hot dogs. We didn't even have an alumni association here. And we understand, we'd say, well, you know, we're in a depressed district. Oh, we're not depressed. Because we have giants. We just needed a community to come together. And you know why we're so excited to be, Laurie and I are so excited to be here today. Because we're fellowshipping with giants today. a group that had a dream. We said, man, what if we did an alumni association? And what if we built pride around this LakeVille wrestling program? And what if people will come, other kids from other districts will want to come to this district to be part of a dynasty. You see, it was just a vision then. In 2020, it was just talk. But you know what these giants did? They made that vision a reality. And that's why we're proud to be here. LakeVille Falcons, hold your head high. You're walking amidst giants. Woo. We love you.
Thank you for that speech, Mr. Woodward.